Looks like we're back with more Enola Holmes. In case you missed it, Enola Holmes 3 is coming out July 1st, so I'm heading back and doing the videos on the first two movies like I should have done years ago. But hey, better late than never, right guys? And you know, I gotta say, as corny as it is, I actually kinda like the first movie. Like, once you just accept what it is that it's offering, it's pretty fun, you know, for what it is. I mean, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, because liking stuff is for losers. But with the third one literally just around the corner, what do you say we check the second one out now? Come along, kids, let's take a walk.
Perhaps I should explain.
The movie literally starts with, yeah, that's me. My name's Enola, and my life is a little crazy. Anyway, so when we last left Enola, she's moved to London and she opened up her own detective agency. Now, despite being a super smart ace detective who can do like ninja throws in a corset, not everyone's taking her quite as seriously as she would like.
My name is Enola Holmes. After solving my first case, I started a business. A detective agency. I was going to join the pantheon of great detectives.
Like the shark who plays the drums, or the dog that also kind of plays the drums, or that one Scooby-Doo ripoff where the dog's name was Goober. Or like that one Barbie game where she walks at the speed of like 1 mile a week.
Look, a secret passage. Let's see where it leads.
Can't explore where others won't. And I can fight. I know jujitsu.
But you're a girl.
Well, looks like you're quite the detective yourself there, sir. And so, not really being able to drum up much business, should have tried being a shark, she's forced to shut it all down and close up shop. Until one night, something a little unexpected happens that's gonna change everything.
Enola Holmes.
Yes?
I come to the right place then. Is it true you find lost people? Found it on the street.
I can only imagine the kinds of things you find on the street in Victorian London. Why is everyone sick all the time? So this girl's looking for her sister, who went missing some time ago. And no one's been able to help because, as we find out, these girls are extremely poor, like, orphans, I assume?
Watch the gap. She disappeared a week ago. Everyone says she's run away, but Sarah wouldn't do that. Not to me. She's my only family now.
Yeah, okay, you know, it might look a little rough now, but just wait until they open up a coffee shop that's run by a guy with a pink mullet and a septum, and your rent's gonna be like $4,000 a month before you know it. But also, slight tangent here, but like, in the first movie, it's all about Enola wanting to set out and see the world and be her own person, right? But like, economically speaking, she's still living that suburban Disney princess life, you know what I mean? Like, she has all this money and all this cushion in the world to fall back on when she needs to, you know? But this movie really paints a picture of how, like, Enola complains about her life a lot, but then everything about these girls' lives is like 1,000 times worse.
What does she look like, Sarah?
About this tall. Pretty. Very pretty. Green eyes. Red hair. Freckles.
Red hair.
You know, this kind of brings up something that's a little bit funny about the whole, like, race-blind casting of Netflix stuff. Because, like, the way she describes her, it's like, red hair and green eyes, huh? Nothing else that'll help me pick her out of a diverse Netflix crowd by chance? I just feel like there's a couple adjectives you could use that would speed this conversation up a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's like the scene in Bridgerton season 4 where, like, Benedict is looking for the girl who has the same lips as the girl that he kissed, but then he has to search through, like, all of these girls. like, really, my dude?
Weren't sisters in the usual way.
Found sisters. Sarah took her in. Who's this, Bess?
Enola Holmes.
She's a detective.
She looks like she'd blow over in the wind.
Not much of a girl's girl, I see.
Makeup. Did she have a suitor?
Nah, but there's plenty of taking an interest.
Oh, okay, geez, brag about it. Okay, so what we find out is that this girl's, like, adopted sister, kind of, sort of, is on the run because she's accused of stealing something from the place that she and all the girls work, which is the local matchmaking factory. And you know, this is something I think is actually pretty cool about this movie, which is how, like, weaves in, like, actual real events from history into this Enola Holmes detective movie, you know? It's the extra care like this that makes a huge difference, you know what I mean? So Enola pretends to be a new girl working at the match factory so she can do some cool detective stuff, like detect things.
Mouth. Mouth.
Come on. Next.
Out.
Please, Mr.
I
Crouch.
said out. Mouth.
What are you looking at?
Now, while Enola's here, she sneaks up to the office and manages to pick the safe lock in about 4 seconds and finds that something from the ledger has indeed been ripped out. So the girl's sister did steal something. Later on, Enola follows this girl from before, like the one who hated her, you know? She follows her after work and ends up at some sleazy nightclub called the Paragon.
Hello, dearie.
Forgot your ticket? That's tuppence for the sweet cheating face like yours.
This is the most British man that has ever existed. This dude is to the UK what like Hulk Hogan was to the US, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so turns out May is a dancer, and the lipstick that Enola saw earlier is from here. So she goes in there to confront May about what she might know. Very discreetly, might I add.
You got 5 seconds to tell me why you're here.
Did Sarah work here?
Posh girls like you don't belong in this fight.
Posh or not, tell me, where is she hiding and what does she know?
I love how no one even bats an eye at this, like it's the Waffle House or something. So Enola searches what used to be the missing girl's makeup station and finds a secret love note. Dearest Sarah, I fear I may no longer have the strength to continue. One Piece. My flesh is weak and my mind is weaker still. With each passing season, Nami's increasing cup size weighs heavy on my soul. I fear this show may in fact be kind of mid. As I wander into the unknown like the Apostle Paul into Damascus, I find myself at a crossroads. Dare I set foot into the world of isekai slop garbage, a young man reincarnated as his sister's dirty socks or some such nonsense? Or must I once again retreat back to the safe harbor of the 2003 Toonami lineup, which was peak because I just so happened to be 14 at the time? Anyway, want to be my girlfriend or whatever? Checkbox yes or no. Now, of course, Enola knows there's much more to the note than just, like, whatever it actually says, and she starts reading between the lines a little bit.
Out of sight. The chapel awaits us. Whitechapel. So under that place. Bell Place. Wait, that's out of sight. 28 Bell Place, Whitechapel. Ah!
Me when I figure out one number in Sudoku. And so she rushes over to this address. The door's already open. She walks in. She finds that May girl from before, except she's lying there and like she's kind of like dead now. Bummer, dude.
Miss Holmes?
Now, this is when we end up back at the In Medias Res intro of the movie. The cops show up, and Enola has blood all over her hands, and they're like, well, it's an open and shut case, Johnson. And they tried to arrest her, which goes about as well as you might expect.
Superintendent Grail, you can't believe that.
What can't I believe, Missy?
Why ever would she do that?
Okay, well, to be fair, this is pretty much how I react to whenever, like, I show someone a picture of my phone and then they start scrolling. Anyway, so Enola runs away, and long story short, she ends up at Sherlock's apartment after switching clothes yet again with a boy. You know, okay, Enola, can we just, like once or twice in a pinch? Sure, that's fine. At this point, like, we gotta unpack some of this, okay? It's like when you have that one guy in your friend group who keeps joking about kissing other guys, and you're like, you could just be gay, my dude, it's fine.
I'm looking for a girl, Sarah Chapman. She worked at Lion's Match Factory by day and the music hall at night. She has a lover. He'd given her this.
28 Bell Place?
Yeah, okay, show off. Yeah, sure, figure it out in 4 seconds. See if I care. Okay, so after this, Enola comes to discover that Mr. Lyons, the guy who runs the matchmaking factory, is throwing a fancy ball dance thing. And so, if she can go there undercover, she might be able to, like, figure something out, right? Especially because Mr. Lyons' son's gonna be there. And Enola thinks that this dude is the boyfriend that has maybe kidnapped or killed the girl that she's looking for. I'm not gonna explain every single piece of the puzzle here, because, like, this ain't that kind of video. So just follow along as best you can. But so, now she has to, once again, be a lady.
I'm going to a ball. Ugh.
I'm sorry, care must be taken to not interrupt the gentleman. Listen patiently to all he says. So yeah, that's why I think Sonic 06 is actually a lot better than people think. Like, you just gotta give it a chance, you know what I'm saying? And the Shadow the Hedgehog game also didn't get a fair shake because it's actually got a really deep story, you know, if you're like 12. Anyway, so Enola goes to the masquerade ball to hide her identity since, you know, the police are looking for her, right? But then she, like, puts her mask away the entire time anyway. So, like, what are we doing?
Oh, yes. Last year.
I think it's charming. Elegant.
I think you are kind. Gentlemen. Mom. Good evening.
Okay, so icebreaker. Let's all go around the room and say which Polly Pocket clothes we like to chew on the most. I'll start. So this does not go well, right? But thankfully, Enola meets someone who teaches her about the art of fan flirting, which was all the rage for years until girls just started straight up punching you in the arm when they flirt.
Yeah.
What are they doing with those fans?
Sending messages. Saying everything that is forbidden.
Yeah, you know, as a guy who's misinterpreted more signals than you could imagine, like, none of this would work on me. I receive flirting like the way, like, a bi girl does, where it's like, okay, so I know we're making out right now, but, like, is this a friendly makeout or, like, a makeout? Now, as an aside, Enola also sees Tewksbury at this party, but he's busy being chatted up by some other chick.
You admire Lord Tewksbury?
No.
I hear he's a good man and a great reformer.
Well, if you wish to dance with him, you may have to wait. There's quite a queue.
Yes, I mustn't lose my chance.
Yeah, okay, Francesca Bridgerton, I know it's you. You ain't slick. Come to poison another husband? So, long story short, Enola dances with the son of Mr. Lyons, and he's like shocked that she knows so much about the missing girl and all that, and so he says to meet her later in the library. But when that time comes, the cops show up and arrest Enola right on the spot. Sorry, ma'am, we're gonna have to take you down to the station because that dress is not even remotely period accurate.
Tewksbury's all right.
Constable, go on.
Keep them safe. Please.
Come along.
But now, okay, sit down for a second, because you're never gonna believe this. But Enola's starting to think that the cops might be in on this whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
You were following May too, weren't you? That's why you found the flat. My shirt. Silk. On a policeman's salary.
I know, right? I can hardly believe it myself. Enola is then sent to the women's prison, where it looks like they're gonna beat her up, but then you'll never guess what happens. Oh, Helen Bonham Carter strikes again. You know, she's not even acting here. Like, she didn't even know they were making a movie. Like, this is just a regular Thursday. But so, turns out, while Enola was in prison, Sherlock contacted that jujitsu lady, and she and Enola's mom set up a plan to, like, do all of this, right? But so, like, okay, so at this point in the movie, it's been pretty good, actually. Gritty, but grounded. They're, like, investigating a missing persons case. There's, like, a murder, corrupt cops, and politicians. Basically, Sonic 06. But then we get to this part where it's, like, so over-the-top corny. Like, I'm not gonna play the exact music for obvious reasons, but I'm gonna try and match the feeling as best I can here. It's just like, this is the most Netflix thing I've ever seen. Like, they really wanted to remind us that this is indeed a Netflix movie. Like, I mean, sure, beat up the cops with jujitsu. Okay, fine. But, like, why is it like this? Like, what? Okay, so Enola escapes, and her mom and this lady are just, like, in the forest now. Like, is this, like, Kim Possible? They're just gonna, like, hop on a private jet? What's going on here? Now, Enola heads back over to the little girl who hired her in the first place to tell her everything she's found out so far, but also to make sure that she's, like, safe, you know? And upon investigating the missing girl's stuff in the house again, Enola starts to realize that all this stuff here that the missing girl was doing seems like it actually might be some kind of science experiment?
The matches you make. When did they change from red to white?
I don't know. Around 2 years ago?
Typhus, the plague of our times. 2 years it's been killing these girls.
Now, just to summarize here, okay? Enola finds out that the missing girl found out that this new phosphorus they're using to make matches is also making everyone sick, like we saw earlier in the factory.
Out.
What are you looking at?
They recently switched over to some, like, cheaper, newer ingredient for the matches, and since then, a lot of girls have been dying. And turns out the missing girl found this out and broke into the office to prove that management also knows about this, and they're, like, covering it up, you know? And so she stole the info, and she's actually working with the son of Mr. Lyon, the owner of the factory, to prove it and make it all public. And so Enola then puts all the pieces together and realizes that the girl from earlier who was flirting with Tewksbury at the party was actually the red-headed girl she's been looking for the whole time.
You admire Lord Tewksbury? I hear he's a good man.
Good evening, Lord Tewksbury.
You didn't have a chaperone.
You got 5 seconds to tell me why you're here.
I have been blind.
Francesca Bridgerton, I knew it was you all along. A redhead with not a single freckle on her face? Come on now, the pieces don't add up. Anyway, so then there's some back and forth, a bunch of stuff happens, Enola talks to the camera a bunch, you get the idea. Now, during their investigation, they happen upon the son of Mr. Lion, except he's like kinda dead now. But in his rigor mortis hand, there's a piece of the same musical score that Enola found in May's pocket earlier in the movie. Now, this piece of music is called The Truth of the Gods, and Tewksbury's like, oh, the gods is what they call the top balcony. Duh, everyone knows that. And that's when they realize that there's been a secret message hidden in this music the entire movie.
It's a map.
And so, just to summarize the end of the movie here, everyone converges on this theater. You got Sherlock, Enola, Tewksbury, the redhead girl, and then all the cops show up again. There's a huge fight, but ultimately, Enola et al. Save the day with the power of friendship or something. Now, the final twist of the movie, okay? This whole time, Sherlock has had this suspicion that someone is actually behind all this, like someone is puppeteering the cops and politicians from the shadows. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. What? But now it's finally time to find out who the monster really is. Oh, whoops.
One person receiving the fruits of their schemes with no one noticing, playing them all.
It's remarkable what can be done when people underestimate you. Is my place in this society. I am a woman.
Okay, like I was saying earlier, right here, like the race blindness of this movie kind of does it a disservice, honestly. Because like, you know, the Victorian girl power feminist angle of the movie, like it's perfectly fine. But there's like a huge reason why Miss Moriarty over here would feel sidelined by society. That's kind of the thing with these Netflix shows and movies that I always find so interesting, where it's like they live in a world where racism and homophobia is pretty much gone, but you gotta keep the sexism or else you wouldn't have much of a story now, would you? Anyway.
And it was fun.
Lestrade, take her away.
So Moriarty's whole thing is that she was sick of being looked down on because she's a girl. So she set out to prove that she's actually smarter than all of them combined and like blackmail this guy, pull the strings on that guy. And she would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these meddling kids and Goober. And so the end of the movie is everyone involved with the cover-up gets arrested thanks to Tewksbury being in the House of Lords. So that's how you can tell this is a fictional movie, because like, remember when the Panama Papers came out or like all the Epstein files and then nothing happened? Classic. Also, Enola opens her own detective agency once again and Sherlock gets a little surprise.
You are Sherlock Holmes?
Yes.
Dr. Watson. John Watson.
I'm sorry, it's just the music cue is so funny. It's like when Nick Fury shows up in the Avengers movies. John Watson will return. Oh, also Moriarty escapes from the prison, so I wonder if she's gonna be in the third movie. And that's more or less where Enola Holmes 2 comes to an end. Oh yeah, also just real quick here, so throughout the movie, Enola and Tewksbury are like, you have cooties, but okay, fine, we'll work together. But then, eventually, they both kind of get caught up in the moment and they exchange a few words.
Means I love you.
No! I know we have much talk of my dear, dear lord. You love me. And as it turns out, I love you too.
So, real talk, I think this movie's actually pretty good, to be honest. Like, if we ignore the sudden random extreme corniness that pops up every now and then. But, like, it's actually a pretty decent mystery. As in, like, you know, they give you all the pieces pretty early on, they show you all the players, and they bring it all together in the end with all the stuff that you've already known this whole time, which is not always the case with Netflix mystery movies. Oh, guess what? The whole thing was a red herring, because turns out the dude who did it was actually just the one character who was in the background of literally only one scene. Bet you feel pretty stupid now, huh? But all the same, unironically, I'm actually kind of interested to see where the third movie goes.